The Wheelbarrow That Never Moved. In a small dusty town surrounded by wide fields and narrow dirt roads lived a young man named Ravi. The town was quiet, simple, and peaceful. Most people woke up early, worked hard during the day, and returned home in the evening with tired bodies but satisfied hearts. But Ravi was different. Every morning Ravi sat outside his small house on a wooden bench, holding a cup of tea and watching the people of the town pass by. Farmers walked toward their fields, shopkeepers opened their stores, and workers headed toward their daily jobs. And every morning Ravi had something to complain about. If the sun was hot, he complained about the weather. This heat makes it impossible to work. If the clouds covered the sky, he complained again. This weather ruins everything. If he saw someone successful in town, he would shake his head and say, "They are just lucky. Some people get all the opportunities." If someone suggested he try something new, he always had an excuse ready. "There's no point trying. Nothing works out for me anyway." Day after day Ravi repeated the same cycle. He complained about money, complained about opportunities, complained about his situation, and complained about life itself. The strange part was that Ravi was not lazy by nature. He had dreams like everyone else. He once dreamed of starting a business, earning good money, and making his family proud. But somewhere along the way, complaining had slowly replaced action. Across the road from Ravi's house lived an older man named Mohan. Mohan was a farmer who had spent nearly his entire life working in the fields. He was not wealthy, but he was respected by everyone in the town. People admired his discipline, his calm nature, and his willingness to work hard no matter how difficult the conditions were. Every morning before sunrise, Mohan would leave his house pushing an old but strong wheelbarrow filled with farming tools. Ravi often watched him pass by. Sometimes Ravi would say, "Mohan works so hard, but what's the point? Farming is difficult and unpredictable." Mohan never argued with Ravi. He simply smiled and continued walking toward his fields. One day, however, Ravi was complaining louder than usual. "There are no opportunities in this town," Ravi said. "Life here is unfair. No matter what I do, nothing changes." Mohan stopped pushing his wheelbarrow and looked at Ravi quietly. Then he said calmly, "Ravi, come with me to the farm today." Ravi was surprised. "Why?" Mohan smiled. "Because I want to show you something." Ravi was curious, so he followed Mohan down the dusty road toward the fields. After walking for about 15 minutes, they reached Mohan's farm. The field was large and full of crops growing in neat rows. Mohan placed his wheelbarrow in the middle of the field and turned toward Ravi. "Push the wheelbarrow," he said. Ravi laughed. "That's easy." He grabbed the handles and pushed it forward across the soil. The wheelbarrow rolled several meters ahead. "Good," Mohan said. "Now stop." Ravi stopped pushing. Then Mohan said something strange. "Now stand there and complain about why the wheelbarrow isn't moving." Ravi frowned. "What do you mean?" "Just complain," Mohan repeated. Ravi shrugged and said jokingly, "This wheelbarrow is too heavy. The ground is uneven. The sun is too hot. The handles are uncomfortable." They stood there for a minute. The wheelbarrow didn't move at all. Mohan then said, "Now push it again." Ravi pushed the wheelbarrow forward another few meters. Mohan looked at him and asked, "Did you notice the difference?" Ravi thought for a moment. "Well, when I pushed it, it moved." Mohan nodded. "And when you complained, it stayed in the same place." Mohan smiled. "That is exactly how life works." Ravi listened carefully. "Complaining is like standing next to the wheelbarrow and talking about why it isn't moving," Mohan said. "But action is like pushing it forward. One keeps you stuck, the other moves you closer to where you want to go." Ravi stood silently as Mohan continued. "Many people spend years complaining about their life. They complain about their job. They complain about their city. They complain about their money. They complain about their problems. But while they are complaining, their life remains in the same place, just like that wheelbarrow. Progress only begins when someone decides to push." Those words stayed in Ravi's mind for the rest of the day. That evening he returned home and sat on the same bench where he usually complained every morning. But this time he saw something clearly. For years he had been blaming everything around him. The town, the economy, the weather, other people, but the truth was simple. He had not been pushing his wheelbarrow. The next morning Ravi woke up earlier than usual. Instead of sitting outside complaining, he walked across the road to Mohan's house. "Mohan," Ravi said, "can I help you at the farm today?" Mohan smiled. Of course. The work was not easy. The sun was hot, the soil was heavy, Ravi's hands became sore, but something inside him felt different. At the end of the day he felt tired, but also proud. For the first time in a long time, he had taken action. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Ravi stopped spending his energy complaining and started spending it learning. He learned how to plant crops. He learned how to sell vegetables in the market. He learned how discipline and effort slowly create results. Eventually Ravi saved enough money to start his own small vegetable stall in the town market. At first the business was small, but Ravi continued pushing his wheelbarrow every day. He worked harder. He improved his skills. He expanded his stall. Years later Ravi owned one of the largest vegetable businesses in the town. People respected him for his hard work and determination. One afternoon a young man approached Ravi and asked, "Ravi, what is the secret behind your success?" Ravi smiled and pointed to an old wheelbarrow leaning against the wall of his shop. He said, "The day I stopped complaining and started pushing my wheelbarrow, my life finally began to move forward. And the truth is this: complaining focuses your attention on the problem. Action focuses your energy on the solution. Complaining keeps you stuck. Action creates progress. The difference between people who remain stuck in life and people who succeed is not luck or intelligence. It is the decision to replace complaints with action." Call to action. Take a moment and think about the things you complain about the most. Your job, your money, your opportunities, your life situation. Now ask yourself one powerful question. What action can I take today instead of complaining? Start small if necessary. Learn one new skill. Take one step toward your goal. Solve one small problem. Because the moment you stop complaining and start pushing your wheelbarrow, your life will begin to move forward.